Yo, what is going on, ladies and gents? What is going on? It's just me, my man Dad Free, coming at you live on the YouTube, and this is my new car. Some of you have been asking me what car I got. Some of you have been dying to see what car I got. Well, here it is, ladies and gents. It's a Vauxhall Astra Breeze 1.7 CDTI. It's a diesel. I didn't pay very much money for it. I'm not going to tell you how much I paid for it. I want to see in the comments how much people think I paid for this car. But let's just have a little look around the car. So first thing we might notice is that there's quite a ding in the side of the door here. That's going to have to get pulled out, sprayed, coated, protected. A lot of this car is going to have to get little touch-ups. There's a few dings in there, but we'll get into that. There's a scratch going. I don't know if you can see the scratch, but that should buff out all of this. All of this should all buff out nicely. Got some stone chips right there. It looks a bit more than that, like someone shot with a pellet gun or something. Got some scrapes and scruffs down that plastic on the outer door, on the trim. There's some paint missing from the bottom. Don't know if you can see it. That is like some sort of anti-rust coating on it, just to keep it from rusting, but I don't know. I can't really see much rust. There's a few little tiny spots coming in. A few tiny little bits of orange that you can see there. Not very much at all. That will just rub straight off with a bit of sandpaper. 14-year-old car, 15 years this year, 2019. Yeah, so it's 14 years old. Sorry, this is a 2005 model. Look at those rims. Those rims are original. Not in bad condition, I would say. There's a few little scratches on there and a few scrapes, but nothing that won't buff out. I'll buff most of that out. The wheels are all different, I've noticed. I've actually got 4 different wheels entirely. On the front, I've got an SP Winter Sport 3D. On the back, I got an S Comfort, so I think it's called. Oh no, it's an L Comfort 68. Let's go and have a look around the other side, shall we? That's the back end of my new car. The chrome's all nice and shiny. There's not much corrosion or scratching, but where it's dulled a little bit, that will just polish straight out with a toothbrush. Get that all polished out. It's a little bit faded and scratched and scuffed on the back here. I don't know if you can notice that. What the windscreen wipers like, they'll have to get replaced, I guess. The blades, so they look a little bit old. They got some debris in there. They might even clean up if I put a little rubber treatment on there. They should do quite well. Back lights look alright. We got another tyre here. It's a Goodyear. This one, we got a Goodyear on this one. There's a little bit of a ding there in the alloy. Not too bad. That's a bit of a scuff there. Any other dings? No, just that one ding there. Little bit scuffed and scratched, but nothing that won't buff out. Get another bit of metallic on there and some clear coat. They'll look as good as new with a bit of cleaning. The brake discs, they've got a little bit of rust on them. I'll have to replace all that at some point, I guess. More scrapes and scuffs. I don't know if you can see all these scrapes and scuffs, but I certainly can. Got quite a few scrapes. Nothing that won't buff out though. These ain't very deep at all. They're not even deep. They're just like surface scratches. Got a smashed wing mirror there. Completely cracked. I had to replace this top cover because there wasn't a top cover. I didn't get the bottom clip though, which is a bit stupid. I should have got the bottom clip. I didn't. I don't know why I didn't, because I thought there was already one, but I got that just to protect the electrics a little bit from the wet and the cold. There was a cracked windscreen as well. The windscreen was completely cracked. There was a V crack going right up the middle. So I got that replaced as soon as possible. Auto Glaze did that, really good. They came out on time, cheap as chips. They were in and out within half an hour. So yeah, Auto Glaze did my glass. This is the 4th wheel, which is different. Oh no, that's an SP Winter as well. Yeah, it's Dunlop. Yeah, that's right. So I've got 2 Dunlops. I've got 1 Goodyear. And I've got some L Comfort 68. So I've actually got 3 different tyres in total. So I'll have to get the tyres changed as soon as possible. Just because I don't want to be driving on different tyres, because it might mess up the stability and I might end up drifting to one side. What we got here, that looks like that's come out a little bit, but we can fix that, I'm sure. But that's just come apart a little bit there. It's not actually hanging off or anything. Just looks like it needs to be clipped in properly. What else is wrong with it? Let's have a look. Here where you put your tow bar, you screw a tow bar into here, it's just missing its case. So I will replace that at some point. Silver Lake, I've got Silver Lake scrapyard near me. I'm sure they'll have all these little bits and bobs I need. The front grille, that's a little bit temperamental. As you can see, there's a little bit of play in that side and that side, but one of them, oh yeah, it's this one down here. Yeah, that grille guard there is very loose, so I'll have to get that replaced. It doesn't seem to want to pull in. But other than that, we've got a little tiny bit of fading, but not an MOT failure, because you can still see the bulbs. As long as you can see the bulbs from the outside, it's not an MOT failure. But as soon as this is fogged up where you can't see anything inside, it's a complete MOT failure. So you can either get them cleaned, or you can just replace them. There's videos on YouTube that will show you how to defog your lights. Right, let's have a look inside the car, shall we? Right, let's go in through the passenger side. So first thing we notice on the passenger door, we've got a bit of a ding on the interior there. That seems to have collapsed. That's obviously broken. Somebody's kicked that or hit that or something, but the rest of it seems to be alright. It's just that one little piece right there. It's a little bit pushy in, but not bad so far. Looks pretty clean off inside. Considering it's a 15 year old car, it's not too bad. I have already gave this a little bit of a clean inside. I haven't gone crazy because I haven't got the equipment. I've got the chemicals and stuff, I just don't have the equipment to do it. Vacuum, wet vac, that sort of thing. So all I did really was just take the mould off the seats. The interior was completely mouldy. It stunk of dog shit. There was hair everywhere, dog hair. It smelled like somebody had been sick in the car and didn't tell anyone, because I was looking around for ages thinking, where's this smell coming from? And I noticed that down here was very yellow looking and dry and furry and mine. It took me ages, and the more I cleaned it, the more it started to smell. So I really got that soaked, really soaked it up. I used my normal Hoover just to soak the water up, just because of the smell was unbearable. I couldn't even bear to be in the car. It was making me reach. The smell of dog shit and sick and hair. The back seats in here, a little bit dirty. Still, I haven't really done much. All I've done is take the mould away. I've gave it an antibacterial clean. I've vacuumed up all the excess moisture that was in there. I will be doing it again with a wet vac, so I can really give it a good soak in. Like, I will literally scrub these seats and just keep scrubbing and scrubbing till I get it clean. But other than that, it did come up alright. You know, the mould weren't too bad. I scraped up all the mould. Took me about an hour, I would say, just to get rid of all the mould. I didn't give it a detail, I just valeted it. That was all I did. I just valeted the car just to get rid of the mould. The detail will be coming soon. Let's go start the engine up and have a little listen to it. This is a diesel. It's a 54 plate. Let's have a look how many miles she's done. Let's have a little look and see, shall we? So this is the centre control. It's my bit. This camera seems very zoomed in on my end. I hope it's not too rubbish, but we're using a really shit camera to do this. Well, we're not even using a camera, we're using an iPad. Right, so you can initially see there is 210,000 on this engine, but I'm old school, I say it's just getting broke in. It's a diesel. Let's quickly take that steering lock off. Let's give it a second for all the lights to go off. No warning lights are on. Start her up. Right, so we have got an oil light that's... oh no, that's just gone. Yeah, oil light's gone off. Everything's gone off. The check engine, well, it's gone off anyway. Everything's gone off, so that's a good sign to start off with. It's a 6-speed, whatever you want to call it. 1 to 5 and then reverse. I guess that's 6-speed. Radio's a little bit temperamental. It's stuck on display safe. I'm going to have to try and get that sorted at some point. Power steering. There's a little bit of play in the steering, not much though. That is literally all the play that there is. Anything past that, the wheels start to turn, so that's a good thing. But there is a bit of play in there without the wheels turning. Does this work? Yeah, that still goes up and down. That's a good thing. That's about it really. There's nothing really more to say. Bit of wear and tear on the gear shifter where the vinyls come off. Yeah, mirrors are pretty good. Mirrors are good. This one's cracked, but it doesn't really restrict my visibility too much. It does give me double vision though, in some pictures. But everything works, the aircon works. Strangely enough, although the car stunk of shit and vomit and piss and hair and grease and whatever else, when I put the aircon on and have it recycling, it doesn't smell at all. Can't smell it. So the filter must have been changed, or it's not too badly affected, because I can't smell nothing. Right, switch that aircon off. It's freezing in this car. It's 4 degrees at the moment. It's absolutely freezing. So you're going to let that engine just keep warm. Let's open up the bonnet. Oh, I love this sound. Check it. Oh, that feeling. Don't you just love that feeling when you pop your own bonnet? Your bonnet for the first time? Well, this ain't the first time I've done it, but it still feels as good as the first every time. I did give this engine a bit of a degrease, just so I could have a look. No stand, all on the hydraulics, which is pretty cool. So you've got the hydraulics keeping the bonnet up, which is good. But on first impressions, if you come and have a look at this engine, it looks pretty clean. For a diesel that's done 110,000, the engine's cleaner. We do need to keep topping it up with coolant. I've noticed that does keep going down from time to time. So it's either a bit of a leak, or it's just putting more coolant through the system. What we've got here, 4-dot, that's all the way filled up to the top. We've got the power steering fluid, that's in good nick. Looks dirty, but it's full. I will be changing the oil on this because the oil is black. But yeah, this was all coated, it was absolutely covered. All of these reservoirs here where the glow plugs sit, they were full with gunk. But I gave it a good degrease, cleaned it all up a little bit, gave it a tiny bit of plastic restore. See, I've got this almost looking like new compared to what it did look like. It was all faded and icky like that power steering fluid down there. But I've got it up quite nice. I can't see any initial oil leaks. Let's have a quick look. Oh, there are some puddles on the floor. I don't know if you can see the puddles, but there are some puddles down there. Not many, just actually drips, just drips. I can't see a coolant leak, which is good. There is some gunk underneath. I'll have to get this car up on jack stands or something and give it a good degrease underneath. Oh. But yeah, not bad, ladies and gents. So, write down in the comments how much you think I paid for this car. Have a guess. Have a guess how much you think I paid for this car. Oh, for the conditions it's in. We're not going to go for a drive. We can't drive it at the moment because I'm waiting for my missus to get back, and if she comes back and I'm not here, then she's going to go mad. But we will be going on a few drives real soon. We'll be getting out there, seeing the world. This is my steering wheel cover. I did clean the steering wheel, but it just felt horrible, you know. It just didn't feel right in my hand, so I got a steering wheel skin. You can stitch your own, but this was my Christmas present. It's a leather and silver. The silver just holds the thread together on the joins, which is pretty cool. It's nice, gives me a good grip, I guess. It's tight to the steering wheel. But yeah, there's a bit of play in that steering wheel, so we'll have to get that all looked out. But so far, so good, ladies and gents. Now for the moment you've all been waiting for. Drum roll. Oh, it's a rubbish drum roll. The man who sold me this car, he wanted £1,200 for it. I laughed. I said, no, unfortunately, that's too much for me. I'll give you £300 for it. And he laughed back at me. He laughed back. He was like, I'll tell you what, you give me £750, we'll call it a day. I said, look, I've got 500 quid in my pocket, take it or leave it. And he said, all right, I'll take it. So I got the car for £500, you know, so I'm quite impressed with that. I can't wait to actually get out there on the roads and give it a good run. Where it's a diesel, it's been sat a while, so the engine's probably got some soot in there, so it needs a good run, get all that shit out the exhaust. You know, give it a good run, take it up the north coast or something. But that's my car. I haven't got a name for my car yet. It is a Vauxhall Astra. Breeze. It's a Vauxhall Astra Breeze 1.7 CDTI. It's got all the air conditioning, it's got the telephone, Bluetooth, and it doesn't have the cruise control. But for a car that was made like back in the early 2000s, it was a good car. You know, it is the good version, I guess. You've got all this sort of, I don't know if that's climate control or some, so it ups the revs, I think. You know, I haven't got a manual for it, so I don't actually know. That dips all your headlights, so I just leave it on free. Everything works, indicators all work. What else we got? The water jets work at the front. Unfortunately, they don't work at the back, so it could be a clogged pin. But it shouldn't be an MOT failure on the rear windows. That looks quite foamy, doesn't it? Or is it just instantly froze? Looks a bit smeary. It was supposed to be a no smear, but I can see a bit of smear, which indicates that my blades need changing, I think. Yeah, there's some lines in there. Don't know if you can see the lines, but there's lines that go all the way down. So I'll have to change all that. Does the horn work? Yeah, horn works perfectly. It's only a quiet little horn. I'll get that changed to a fog horn or something. A boat horn. But until next time, ladies and gents, this is the Astra. Please tell me names you think that I should call this car. We'll do a little poll, whichever names the most at the end, I guess. Or some rubbish. We'll give it a name. It could be, I don't know, you could call it Michael. You could call it Chlamydia. You could even call it El Gato. Anything. The names are endless out there, ladies and gents. So get out there thinking of names for my car. This is Man Dad Free coming at you live on the YouTube, ladies and gents, with my Vauxhall Astra, my new car. Yay! Alright, cheers, ladies and gents. Peace! Oh, it's not letting me stop the video for some reason. It's froze. Yeah, I can't even stop the video. What's going on? Who knows?